your own GPT and without a code. So, in the last session, we discovered millions of GPTs in the GPT store, specialized AI assistants for every task imaginable. But here's the thing, none of them were built specifically for you, your business, your workflows, your knowledge, your exact needs. So, what if you could create a GPT that knows your company policies, one that writes in your brand voice, one trained on your specific documents and processes? Well, you can, and you don't need to write a single line of code to do it. OpenAI has made creating custom GPTs incredibly accessible. You literally have a conversation with the GPT Builder, telling it what you want, and it builds the GPT for you. It's that simple. And then you fine tune it in a simple configuration panel. And since this feature launched, users have created over 3 million custom GPTs. Some are shared publicly in the GPT store, others are private personal assistants built for specific workflows. So, in this session, I'll walk you through creating your own custom GPT from scratch. You will learn how to use both the conversational builder and the manual configuration options. By the end, you will have everything you need to create GPTs tailored exactly to your needs. So, let's build something. First, what do you need to create a GPT? You need a paid GPT, ChatGPT plan, plus Pro or Business. Free users can use GPTs that others have created, but creating your own requires a subscription. And that's it. No coding knowledge, no technical background, just an idea for what you want your GPT to do. So to start, you need to go to chatgpt.com/create. chatgpt.com/create is what you need to click, and you get welcomed by this screen. Or what you can also do is you click on explore GPTs right here, and you have the option to create a new GPT. So the option is to create and to configure. Now what is this? Create tab is the conversational approach, okay? You chat with the ChatGPT builder, describe what you want, and it builds the GPT based on your conversation. Configure tab, well, this is the manual approach. You fill in specific fields, name, description, instructions, upload files, enable capabilities. Both approaches work, and I recommend starting in create to get the foundation and then switching to configure to fine tune everything. You'll also see a preview panel on the right side. This lets you test your GPT in real time as you build it, essential for making sure it behaves the way you want. Now, starting with the Create tab. Let me show you how this tab works. You simply tell the GPT Builder what you want. For example, make a GPT that helps me write blog posts in a casual conversational tone. It should ask me about the topic first and then create an outline before writing. Or create a customer support assistant that knows my company's return policy and can answer common questions. Or maybe build a coding helper, especially for Python, that explains concepts in simple terms for beginners. And it will respond with suggestions. It might propose a name like Blog Buddy or a Return Policy Pro, and it can even generate a profile picture using DALL-E. And you can keep chatting to refine it. Make it more formal, add a step where it asks about the target audience, don't use emojis, and so on. The builder updates the GPT based on your feedback, and you can test immediately in the preview panel to see how it responds. Now, this conversational approach is great for getting started quickly and exploring ideas. But for precise control, you will want the Configure tab. Now, you click on the Configure tab to see all the specific settings you can adjust. Name what your GPT is called, make it clear and description, a sentence or two explaining what your GPT does. Now, this appears when users find your GPT. Profile image, instructions. Okay, so let's have some examples of good instructions. We move on to the instructions slide. So this is an example. You are a professional email writer for a B2B software company. Your tone is friendly but professional. You always ask about the recipient and purpose before drafting. You provide three versions of each email: formal, standard, and casual. You never use exclamation points. You ask clarifying questions if the request is vague. Be specific. Define the role, the tone, the format, and what to avoid. The more detailed your instructions, the more consistent your GPT's behavior. Next is conversation starters, as you would see here. Conversation starters. What are these? Now, prompt starters or conversation starters are the sample prompts that appear when someone opens your GPT. They show users what your GPT can do and how to get started. Good prompt starters demonstrate your GPT's main capabilities. So, for a blog writing GPT, the prompt starters could be: help me write a blog post about the topic, or create an outline for an article on productivity, or suggest 5 blog post ideas for my marketing blog. For a code helper, this could look like: debug this Python function, explain how async await works, or convert this code from JavaScript to Python. Now think about the main use cases and create starters that guide users towards them. Then we have the knowledge files right here. Knowledge files. Now here is where custom GPTs get really powerful. The knowledge section. You can upload files that your GPT references when answering questions. And this is how you give your GPT specialized knowledge that base ChatGPT does not have. You can upload up to 20 files, each up to 512 MB. Supported formats include PDFs, Word documents, text files, and more. So what exactly should you upload? Let's look at that. Company documents, employee handbooks, policies, procedures, FAQs, reference materials like style guides, brand guidelines, technical documentation, training data, example Q&As, templates, sample outputs, domain knowledge, industry reports, research papers, specialized information. Now, when someone asks your GPT a question, it searches these files to find relevant information. This grounds its responses in your specific content rather than the general knowledge. Now, I have a few tips for knowledge files. Keep files focused and well organized. A clean single column document works better than complex multi-column PDFs. And don't duplicate content. If something is in your instructions, you don't need it in the files too. Update files when information changes. Your GPT uses whatever version you have uploaded. Okay, next, the capabilities. Choose what your ChatGPT can do. Now, these are toggles you can enable or disable. Web research, your GPT can search the internet for current information. Canvas, your GPT can use Canvas for collaborative writing and coding. Image generation, your GPT can create images using DALL-E. Code interpreter and data analysis, your GPT can write and run code, analyze data, and work with uploaded files. Now, enable what makes sense for your use case. A writing assistant might need web research or web search, but not code interpreter. A data analysis GPT definitely needs code interpreter enabled. Now, if you don't need a capability, leave it off. This keeps your ChatGPT or the GPT focused on its core purpose. Now, there is also an actions section for connecting your GPT to external services via APIs. This is more advanced and does require some technical knowledge. So what does actions do? It lets your GPT do things like pull data from your company's database, create tasks in project management tools, send emails or notifications, connect to any service with an API. Now, for most users, you won't need actions. The combination of instructions, knowledge files, and built-in capabilities is enough to create powerful GPTs. But if you want to integrate it with external tools, actions makes that possible. Now, how do you test your GPT? Before publishing, you can test it thoroughly. And for that, you can use the preview panel to try different prompts. Test the main use cases. Test edge cases. What happens if someone asks something unexpected? Ask yourself, does it follow the instructions consistently? Does it use the knowledge files when it should? Is the tone right? Does it handle unclear requests well? If something isn't working, go back to configure and adjust. Refine the instructions, add more details, clarify what you want. And this is iterative. Your first version won't be perfect. Test, adjust, and test again. Now, once you're done with all of this, the time is to publish your GPT. So once you're happy with your GPT, click on Save or Update in the top right corner. You will choose who you can access it. Only me, that is private, and only you can use this GPT. Anyone with the link, semi-private, people need the link to find it. And everyone, that is public. Your GPT appears in the GPT store and can be discovered by anyone. For business use cases or personal assistants, only me or anyone with the link usually makes sense. Now, if you want to share it with the community, publish to everyone. Your GPT becomes searchable in the GPT store. And to publish publicly, you need to verify your builder profile in settings. This adds trust and shows users who created the GPT. Now, let us take some practical GPT ideas to spark your creativity. For business, it will be customer FAQ bot trained on your support documentation, onboarding assistant for new employees, content writer with your brand voice and style guide, or meeting summarizer that formats notes your way. For personal use, it could be writing coach that matches your goals and style, study buddy for a specific subject you are learning, recipe suggester based on your dietary restrictions, travel planner that knows your preferences. For specialized knowledges, industry expert trained on your domain's literature, legal document reviewer with appropriate disclaimers, technical documentation helper for your code base. And the pattern is always take something you repeatedly explain or configure in ChatGPT and build a GPT that already knows it. Now, some of the best practices that we have would be be specific in instructions. Vague instructions lead to inconsistent behavior. Start narrow and then expand. Focus on one use case first. Use examples. Show the GPT what good output looks like. And then test with real scenarios. Try confusing requests and edge cases. And iterate. Improve over time based on actual uses. Keep files updated. Update knowledge files when information changes. And you know what? Creating custom GPTs is simple. You just have a conversation, tell the builder what you want, configure settings and upload files and publish. And you get an AI assistant built for your custom needs. Now, there's something for you to do. Go to chatgpt.com/create. Pick one specific task you do regularly and build a GPT for it. Start simple. Name it, write clear instructions, add conversation starters, test it, refine it. And you don't need to publish it publicly. Build it just for yourself and see how it transforms your workflow. Now that we are done with this section is followed with the next section, which is really exciting and interesting. And should you have any questions until now, feel free to ask in the Q&A section or join me in my private community where I go live and answer to all your questions, tell you about the latest updates and much more. So I'll see you there. Have a good day.